It's very funny that your mindset is something which can actually help you ace your interview, but also your mindset is something which can actually make you ruin your interview. When you go for an interview, the probable chances of you getting selected are actually dependent on the number of candidates present for that interview, majorly. So it's basic maths, right? If you go for an interview wherein there are only two candidates, then the probability of you being selected is 50%, right? If you go for an interview wherein there are four candidates, the probability comes down to 25%. If you go for an interview with like 50 candidates, the probability comes down to 2%. And then if you go for an interview with 100 candidates, the probability can go to as low as 1%. So what is it that you can do in actually transforming that bare minimum probability into 100% probability? If you guys have similar questions, then I would suggest watch this video till the end because that is something that we are going to discuss today. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel S Chemistry. My name is Sonal. If you guys are new here, then I make videos related to chemistry and teaching. If you do like my content, then please subscribe to my channel. Today's video will be divided into three segments. The very first segment is what you need to keep in mind while you're actually applying for a particular job. So that is the whole process which actually gets you to the interview date. Okay. The second segment will be what you have to keep in mind while you're actually preparing for your interview. And the third segment is what you need to keep in mind while you're actually giving the interview or you are present in front of the panel members. Starting with the first segment, and this deals with everything that you need to keep in mind while you're actually sending in your applications. Okay, now this might seem really simple, but trust me, it is very crucial. While you're sending in your applications, your resume, your CV, one thing that you need to do is always follow the rules. Okay, what do I mean follow the rules is basically as and when the institute, the company is trying to contact you, try to make yourself available. Okay, so this actually usually starts with the email or the electronic form of communication. So if at all they are writing to you wherein they require some additional document, or they are calling you up in order to submit some additional document, make sure that you are available. Okay, whatever emails are coming to you, make sure that you respond to them quickly. Do not keep them piled up. Fine. And whenever a task is completed, make sure that you send thank you notes. Okay, like formal thank you emails, I mean to say. Okay, and whenever they call you up, make sure that you pick up their calls on time. By chance, due to unavoidable conditions, if you do miss their calls, then make sure you call them back and you apologize that you weren't available earlier. Just do not make them feel that the whole process of contacting you is difficult. Okay, also with respect to your interview, sometimes they require some additional details. Provide the company with all of that, provide the institute with all of them. Okay, make sure that they realize that you as a person are easy to work with. In the second segment, we are going to deal with what you need to do after you get the call for the interview. Okay, so just assume that you have already received the interview call letter. Okay, and now everything is about preparing for that particular interview. Okay, the very first thing that you need to keep in mind is you have your interview details sorted out. Okay, many a times getting the interview call letter is such a huge news that we end up being overhyped. Okay, and we do not really have like all the details. So the first thing, okay, no matter which interview it is, always you need to check is all the details. Okay, so you need to have the date, okay, the time, and the venue, okay, wherein you have to be present for the interview. Even if it is online, then again you have additional responsibilities. The venue is actually removed from the list, but you need to be certain about your internet connectivity and the camera, the microphone, all of those things. Fine, so all of that you need to get done with first. Okay, The second thing, this is specifically for your walk-in interviews, whatever documents are required for that particular interview, keep all of that ready. Okay, and put it in a proper order, like ascending or descending, starting from your highest degree to the lowest one, or the lowest one to the highest one. Okay, everything in a file, and always carry additional photocopies of your degree certificates, okay, or of your resumes or of your CVs. Fine, if they have asked for 2, make sure you carry 3, because you cannot really be certain when you might require additional copies, and then during your interview you will be stressed out because you couldn't provide them with the documents. Fine, so get the details of the interview sorted first and get your documents ready. Okay, once this is done, let's move forward to the next step. The next step completely focuses on practicing. Okay, practice as much as you all can way before time. This is important. If you have an interview scheduled on a Friday, okay, don't start preparing on Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Fine, so usually you have like sufficient amount of time before the interview. From the day you get your interview letter, from the same day or from the next day, start practicing as much as you all can. Okay, now in practicing, what you need to do is first prepare a set of questions which you are actually expecting for that particular job, for that particular post. Okay, get your list of questions ready. Fine, and then make your answers. Fine, first write down your answers, okay, and then practice them, and also start timing your answers. This is also crucial. Okay, all of this really requires a lot of time. That's why I said practice way before your interview, so that you are actually calm during your interview. This is something, whatever amount of hard work that you put in your practice sessions will actually reflect during your interview. The third thing to keep in mind is dress the part. Okay, whatever interview you're going for, make sure that your look, your attire is as per the job that you're applying for. Okay, so keep it professional, keep it formal, and keep it comfortable. These were the things with respect to the second segment. Moving forward to the third segment, this is something that you need to consider while you have your interview. Okay, the first thing, be on time. Okay, I cannot stress more on this particular point. You can be present way before time also, but do not reach late for your interview, specifically in your online interviews where in your allotted slots. So usually you're given like a 15 or 20 minute slot, and you're supposed to be in the waiting room half an hour prior or 20 minutes prior. Okay, you can go and wait for additional time, but be certain that you do not reach late. Okay, so coming to the last part of today's video, which is basically the second part of the third segment, is your mindset. Fine, the mindset of a candidate is something which is going to set an excellent candidate apart from an average candidate. Okay, and this is the key for a person to actually get a job, and this is something that you need to portray in front of the panel members during your interview. Fine, the very first thing that you need to focus on, you need to build your mindset in such a way that when you are present in front of the panel members, you are going to show them that you have high intentions. Okay, high intentions are such that when a candidate is appearing for an interview, he or she is going to talk about how they can actually contribute in the betterment of that institute or of that company. Okay, we are just not talking about personal growth. Obviously, if you get a job, when the company grows, that also gets translated into your own growth, right, as an employee over there. Okay, for an interview, your major focus should be on how as an employee, how as a teacher, how as a lecturer, you can actually contribute in the betterment of that particular college or that particular company. And this is something that you need to sell to the panel members. Okay, so you need to show them high intentions. Okay, you need to read about that institute, where that institute was, where it is today, and where it can get. Okay, and whatever journey that is, what is your role in that? So sell them your high intentions of being a part of that particular institute or that particular company. The second and the last point is the candidate needs to show the members of the panel that he or she is completely focused on what they seek. Okay, now what they seek as in personally and professionally. So personally, what are my long-term goals? Personally, what are my short-term goals? Okay, where do I see myself in a set amount of years? Okay, what are the qualities that I already have? What are the qualities that I want to acquire in the coming future? Fine. And professional means how can I actually contribute in the growth of my institute or my college? Okay, how can I actually contribute in the betterment of my students as a teacher? Okay, where this particular institute was, from what did it start, where it is today, and where it can reach in the coming number of years. Fine. And if your institute has to grow to that point, how can I contribute in the growth of that particular institute? So when you have, like, crisp answers for all of these questions, it actually shows that the candidate is focused, the candidate has read about the institute, okay, and the candidate exactly knows what he or she is saying. So these were certain tips that you guys can keep in mind next time you go for an interview. And the major point which actually stands out in the entire conversation that we just had today is with respect to practicing way before your interview. Okay, get a set of questions, prepare your set of answers, and prepare them truthfully. Okay, do not just pick any random answer from here and there. Put yourself as a person out there, your qualities, your strength, your weaknesses, everything that speaks about yourself. Okay, prepare your answers and practice them as much as you guys can. Thank you so much for watching. That's it for today. In case you did like this video, then please give this video a thumbs up. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.